Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's recap of The Bachelorette.
We're here with Craig M., who got thrown off last week. He's laying in a pile of dirty laundry right now.
If Craig M. were Verdell, that would be true.
Yes. All right, so this week there's 2 individual dates and a group date. And guess what, kids? Just
Not
like
everyone
always.
gets a date.
That's right. So the first date was Roberto. Love is a balancing act.
Love Allie.
Yeah. It's a helicopter ride. And she was holding really tight onto his hand.
Because
Dirty
she
minds.
was scared.
It almost looked like it was not his hand.
But anyway, she's afraid of flying, so...
All right. Is that code for something?
They landed on a roof, and their dinner was on the opposite, like, the roof that was across
Next
from
door?
them.
Yeah.
So they had to take a little tightrope adventure to the other side.
That looked really nasty. I would not be wanting to do that. They stopped halfway, and he was like,
I have something for you.
Will you do me a favor right now? Turn to me. And she almost fell off. That was really stupid.
I don't understand how she didn't.
I don't know. But the stupidest thing I've ever heard after they watched the sunset was her saying, not many guys can make me feel like I'm not pretty enough for them. Bitch, you're full of yourself. Really full of yourself.
Yeah.
That was totally uncalled for.
So then later on in the date, she's like, I know this is so wrong, but I've heard it in rap songs. And she's like, da un beso.
I'm
Which
sure
means
she
give me a
listens to
kiss.
so many rap songs.
Spanish rap songs.
All right, so he gets the rose because she just wants to get into his panties.
Ew.
And after that, it was all
There's
make
something
out
wrong
central.
with you.
I know. All right, so it's time for the second date, and that's the group date. And that would be Kirk, John, Chris N, Frank, Jonathan, Craig, Justin, Chris L, and Jessie.
Come rock my world. Love Allie.
Oh. Well, they drive them out in a limo to the middle of nowhere.
And they get out and they're like, what the fuck? And then they see the bare naked ladies.
They're shooting a music video. But is it really the Bare Naked Ladies music video, or is it just for the show?
I don't know, but it was for their new song, You Run Away.
All right, so the weatherman was sweating. He got his script, and he was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to kiss her.
They always do some sort of, like, video or, like,
Yeah.
play.
Or a soap opera kind
Because
of
they
thing.
gotta give the guys a chance. Well, they have to give Allie a chance to make out with all the guys.
Right,
For
where
no
it won't
reason.
seem too slutty.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think he's ever had a first kiss before.
Oh my God, Weatherman. I felt so bad for him. He's so awkward.
He is so poor. Frank, he didn't even get a kiss scene. He got a slap scene, and they had to do it 9 times. And it looked like she was really slapping him, too, for real.
Yeah. But John C., his scene was so short. He just, like, walked into the tub and she had to get out
His
immediately.
scene was pathetic. I felt so bad for him, Mr.
Yeah.
Eyebrows. Oh, it was horrible.
So then it finally came time to shoot the Weatherman scene. And
It was many takes. He missed her a couple times.
not just her lips, her whole face.
Yeah, her whole head.
Her whole body.
Yeah, the guys were in the peanut gallery, like, chiding him, and he got all upset, and he started crying, and she took pity on him, and basically grabbed his face and, like, kissed him, which was so pathetic.
Poor Weatherman.
He's disgusting! Alright, so he got the pity kiss, and then his rocket ship took off. Sounds like a problem to me. The rest of the guys in the photo shoot or the video shoot ended up with makeout scenes. And that made Frank really pissed.
He was really upset.
Especially the scene with Kirk.
This was just weird.
They were making out and rolling around on the bed under the covers.
And then they went after the director called cut. Tell me that wasn't a setup.
Cut means stop.
Slut!
Exactly. Alright, so it's time for the rap party. Chris L., I never understood the whole tat thing, but he's got his mom's signature tatted on his chest, you know, starting at his heart and, like, wrapping around.
That's cool, I guess.
I don't know. I think a picture
It's not
works
my
just
thing.
as well, but, yeah.
It means something to him, so it's special.
Exactly. I'm saying I never got it. I would never go out and get a tat like that, so.
All right. Well, the weatherman had alone time again, and it was still awkward. And he was like, "Hey, you want to go somewhere and have a real first kiss?"
But he like whispered it to her. It was so crappy.
It was like, "Hey, want to go somewhere and I'll rape you?"
Well, it's hot tub time. Allie, suck it in. And
She was
did.
totally, you could tell.
I'm surprised she didn't pass out. She was sucking it in so much. So she was in there with Kirk, and of course everyone's getting upset because they're making out full
right
on.
in front of everyone.
Like 3 feet away. I'm like, aren't they like 3 feet away? And the camera
And
pulls
like,
back and it's like, yeah.
So
All right.
everyone jumped in the hot tub except for Broken Foot.
Because he couldn't.
Yeah.
And
to break it up.
Kirk gets the date rose.
Come on. That was obvious.
Then Allie has a surprise, guys.
She has the music video.
I'm sorry, but it sucked.
The song was okay.
It really,
but...
yeah, the video just sucked. It was just poor. All right, so Justin, who's feeling like he's not getting enough time with Allie.
Hey, guess what? They all feel like that.
Exactly. He limps over to Allie's house. He asks the security guard where she lives. I thought it was like 2 feet away, but apparently it's a few miles.
I think they changed it.
And he arrives, and they're filming asides for the, for the final cut.
Those interviews.
And they had to, scrap it because he showed up in the frame. So he's got some pics of his mom and growing up and everything, and he spills his guts, blah, 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 didn't have a daddy.
I really don't like when people sneak off, like, to go to their house.
I think it's really cheap.
I think it's not fair.
Exactly. Craig M., will you find
unfair.
some dirty laundry already and settle down? All right, so... It's time for the third date.
Don't call him.
He is Craig M.
That's freaking me out.
All right, so it's for Hunter, which means there's no date for Steve, Ty, or Casey. So home is where the heart is for Hunter. Well, the date started late because Justin decided to hang out at her place. So that was totally crappy. So they ended up having a pathetic little barbecue with frozen hamburgers and then some hot tub time.
And some hot dogs.
Yes. It was hot awkward. He loves to love, which when I hear that means I like having a girlfriend. I don't care who the hell it is.
Ew.
She felt it. So back at the house, Justin's whipping up some tears for everyone because he says he'd give it up all for Allie.
I'm here for the right reason, guys. I'm a throwaway rated R.
And so,
I didn't know what that meant at first because, like,
you missed
haven't
the
been
first
watching.
two, right?
That's such a stupid name.
It is. Couldn't you come up with something better?
Maybe asshole.
No, I'm sure he's been called that many a time. So during the s'mores,
Get it together.
Hunter! He's such a blah. Who can remember his name?
I feel bad for him.
I do too, but it doesn't change the fact that he was...
Actually, I'm happy for him because he got out of there.
That's true.
So good.
He doesn't get the rose. I was thinking that he was thinking, can we make out anyway?
But they didn't.
No. All right, so it's time for the cocktail party, and Frank remains upset.
He's pissed.
Exactly. And Allie is reasoning in her mind that the whole Justin thing is like when Vienna snuck off to Jake.
Yeah, and it's like everyone hates her, but
yeah,
he liked her. So
well,
now it's like,
Yeah, but Steve, who didn't get any private time or anything with her, made a blanket booze party with Allie in the middle of the cocktail party. And he had a little trouble getting the cork out of the champagne bottle.
He's like, oh yeah, I think she thought that was really cute.
I think it's going to cost him. All right, so Allie tells Roberto that Justin came to her house. And she's like, you knew, right? And he's like, no. So then he tells all the other stallions. And then they confront Justin.
The stallionaires.
Exactly. So they confront him, and he runs off and cries after he says that he swears he's here. He's there for the right reasons.
This guy.
Well, it's time for the rose ceremony. Let's see what happens. First rose goes to Chris L. I like him.
Next,
Jesse
in his denim outfit.
You trash. You don't show
Horrible.
up in denim to the cocktail party. And not only
or
denim.
ever in a denim shirt. You never wear that.
Denim on denim equals ew.
No. The only denim you should be wearing on top is maybe a denim jacket. And
Exactly.
that's only for girls.
Exactly. Chris N. was next, followed by Ty, Casey, Craig, Frank, Jonathan, and the final rose goes to Vienna, a.k.a. Justin.
Yep.
So leaving was Steve and John C., along with Hunter on his one-on-one date. Next week, it looks exciting, kids.
Oh my God!
It's the Lion King
They're going
for
to New
reals.
York City.
No, I think that's California.
No.
But oh, really?
Were you awake?
I was awake, but they're going to New York?
Yes!
I thought it was like the
No, this starts
LA
their
version
whole traveling around the world
Oh,
thing.
okay. Well, I missed that.
Give it a yes!
And Casey freaks out and sings with that voice. That's suicide. Till next time, much love.